Welcome to the Business Spotlight series. My name is Marcia Erickson, and I'm host for today's conversation. Today, we're going to be talking to Daniele Mineck of House of Colours here in Bettendorf, Iowa. She's going to tell us a little bit about her business, the journey she's taken to business ownership, the challenges she's faced, the wins she's overcome, and give us a real look at what it's like to build, run, and grow a business. Welcome to the show, Daniele.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I'm really excited about this conversation. Before we dig in, I'd love for you to give us a quick background on you, who you are, and tell us a little bit about the business.
Sure. Well, I'm Danielle Mineck. I'm a personal stylist with House of Colour Bettendorf. We are the number one styling franchise globally. And so we are the gold standard at helping men and women look and feel their best. My background is in corporate HR, and a couple of years ago was looking for a pivot in my career. I had been following some folks that were doing some things with House of Colour, and I was very intrigued with the process, mostly because my wardrobe looked a lot like shades of black.
I can
And
relate to that.
yeah, and it was really kind of boring and sad looking. And so, business aside, I was just curious on the process in terms of the color analysis because I thought this would be a really great opportunity to expand my wardrobe and do it in the right way because everyone leans towards that black and white and gray because it's the neutral, it's the easy button,
Yeah.
and you're scared of color because you don't know what's going to work for you. So we'll just do
Yeah.
the easy button. So I happen to have a conference in the city where someone was doing color analysis, and she happened to have an opening when I had a gap in my conference, and I thought, okay, I think I need to check this out.
Yeah.
And my worldview completely changed. It got completely colorful, and I was excited to bring some color into my wardrobe. And over a few months, I was getting a lot of compliments. People were noticing that I was wearing color. And I thought, wow, this really is something that we need in the Quad Cities. So then I started the process to bring the franchise here locally.
That's awesome. So many people get to a point, myself included, right, where we leave, we're not getting completely fulfilled in a corporate environment, and it's time to do something different. So, what intrigued you about owning your own business?
Um, I would say my parents were entrepreneurial. My grandparents were entrepreneurial, and and so I think there was just like a little bit of that bug in me that just kind of was out there. And the creative side of this particular business was another part that drew me in. My degree was in HR and marketing. And so
Huh.
that marketing piece was collecting dust on the shelf for the last 20 years. And I was ready to kind of dust it off and get some of that creative juice going.
Yeah.
So yeah, kind of a combination of those things that inspired me to take a chance.
So tell us about that. So, one of the biggest pieces of running a business is marketing, right?
Yeah.
So help us with that. What are some of the ways that you're using to market the business? What's working really well? If you think about where your clients are coming from, how do they hear about you? Tell
hmm
us what's working in your industry.
With color analysis, it really seemed to have an uptick swing through TikTok in the last couple of years.
Okay.
I'm not really on TikTok. I don't know. It's just not my generation, I
Yeah.
guess. But um, but that's where it was kind of getting this revival over the last few years. And so I think there have been a lot of people paying more attention and seeing a lot of before and after pictures with the color analysis process. Um, through TikTok, and then of course through Instagram and Facebook as well.
Yeah.
But I think that was what brings in some folks. So then they've researched, where can I get this done locally? And then since then, it's just been word of mouth and growing through a lot of referrals.
That's awesome. That's a great
Yeah.
place to be. Remind us how long you've been doing this.
About 2.5 years.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
great. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So run through the strategy. So you're doing social media,
Yes.
you referrals,
Hmm.
you've been out and about networking. That's
Yes.
how we met.
Yes.
Any other things that you're doing to grow the business?
Yeah, just a lot of networking, working with some local boutiques.
Hmm.
Um, because once we were finding those great colors, then the next step people are wondering, like, okay, I need to find
Yeah.
a shirt in that color. So bridging that gap with other local businesses to help me help them come together. So I've been working with a lot of local boutiques and helping my clients shop and find their best colors at those stores.
Yeah. Strategic partnerships. I love
Yeah,
it. Uh, right now you are a single owner. Yes.
correct.
Yep. Um, where do you want to take it from here? Where's it? What's it? What does House of Color in Bettendorf, Iowa look like in 3 to 5 years?
Oh gosh. I mean, I think it would be really amazing to have an associate join me at some point
Mm,
in serving the Quad City area because it just has continued to amaze me and how much people are really excited about embracing their personal style, figuring out that personal style, and the demand keeps growing. So I would love to eventually have that opportunity to bring on an
yeah.
associate and help more men and women in the Quad Cities.
Yeah. What's got to happen between here and there, do you think?
Um, that's a good question. The right person for sure.
Yeah.
Um, in any hiring, I mean that's HR, right? Finding
Yeah.
the right fit for the job, probably more than anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So every owner is growing that I talk through, right? Is growing through something new
Hmm.
season, new level, new challenge. What are you growing through right now that's demanding the most of you?
I would say probably the social media piece. It's not my natural tendency. I love the creative, but then I don't know, I there's so many things that you can do and the people that are really great at it are like, "Oh, it's so quick and easy and you just do this and this." And
Uh-huh.
um I don't think it's as quick and easy for me. So I think that's my biggest hurdle is just getting more consistent and providing great value through social media to
Yeah.
educate either
Yeah.
current clients that need like a refresher of everything that we unpack in a session or educating potential clients.
Yeah. I have hints on that. I would
Yeah.
say that was my downfall as well. And I'll give you some tips and tricks about
Okay.
there's lots of ways we can get things done, right?
Yes, I'll
Um,
take them.
so you raise a really good point. So what if someone's listening and they're like, okay, I'm intrigued by this. What does that look like? We'll talk later about how they find you, but what's that experience look like? So often when we're talking about business owners, we're talking about the sales process, the onboarding process, what happens when they reach out to Danielle, what are they going to experience?
Yeah. So in our color analysis process, folks come in and we work in natural light only because that is the only way that you can have an accurate read on a color analysis. So no artificial light can be used. That is the gold standard. Um, so in a color analysis process, we are going to use some precision dyed drapes to layer them on in a very specific order to figure out what your best colors are. And all of that stems back from almost 100 years ago with Johann Itten, who was an artist. And as he studied color and was making his art, was actually the grandfather of creating the color seasons, so that he knew as he's making that artwork and if he's stuck within any of the particular palettes that everything's going to look really beautiful and in harmony. But
Yeah.
wandering outside of a palette and playing with a color outside of those seasons might have something feel a little bit off.
Yeah.
So, in terms of the color theory itself, we look at temperature and then the intensity. So, all colors of the world are made up of red, yellow, and blue. If you remember back to kindergarten,
Back to grade school.
yeah, the primary colors, and then a combination of course.
Yeah.
And so, true red is special because it's the only color that works for all four seasons.
I was going to
So,
ask you that. I learned
yes,
that from you, and that's
yes.
super cool.
Yeah, so if you are ever unsure, always stick to that true red, but that's always like a bold color that intimidates a lot of people.
Yep.
So, from there, we're looking at the temperature. Are you a warm season or a cool season? So, the warm seasons are adding a drop of yellow to the red to get those warmer shades.
Yeah.
And then the cool seasons are adding a drop of blue to the red to get the cooler shades. And then we look at the process again and look at if you need really bold, bright colors or soft and muted colors to have all of your features come into focus. So we use a variety of drapes here to look at what that looks like. And so I have True Red here. So I have a very specific order that we're doing that in that's been science tested. From there, for the ladies, then we do play with some makeup because we do want to make sure that your makeup shades are in line with you, that the makeup isn't wearing you, that it's just bringing out your natural beauty.
Yeah.
So if you have the wrong blushes and the wrong lip colors, it's really going to be glaring and something's going to feel off. We'll
Yeah.
talk about your best hair color if you're putting artificial color in your hair. Um, Everything color head to toe, your best metallics, if you should use silver or gold metallics in your jewelry. Really all of the details to have your whole look come together. And sometimes sometimes it comes out of my mouth and I'm like, gosh, it sounds really silly to be talking about some of this stuff, but we all get dressed every day. And when we pick something out to get dressed and get ready, our hope is to present ourselves in the best manner that we can each day. And we're like, oh, I hope this makes me look terrible. We want something that's going to make us look really great. We avoid we don't pick the thing that we don't love, that doesn't make us feel good. It
Yeah.
gets collecting dust at the back of the closet. So it really is important for everybody to show up as their best self, and
Yeah.
small things like what you're wearing subconsciously are making you be more confident and make that day a success for you.
I love it. Talk to us a little bit about how do you monetize all of this? So I'm hearing, there's client, there's a fee I'm imagining for the analysis, but then you are selling some retail as well. So talk to us about the business plan itself.
Yes. So we have a variety of services that we have within House of Color. The color analysis, of course, and then we also have the makeup in retail, that we have the makeup available for purchase. We have a private label line. All of the makeup is designed by color, by season, so that it's the easy button and you're not having to figure out at Ulta in that artificial light, like, is this my blush? So we take the guesswork out of it to make it really easy for everybody. And then on top of that, then the next step would be a style service. So our style service, we look at the cuts of your clothes to have you in proportion. So mid-rise versus high-rise pant. What necklines are great for you? Your sunglasses shapes. This size and scale of pattern, the size and scale of accessories or your handbags, where you should carry your handbags. All of these details so that when someone sees you, and I mean, you have seconds to make a first impression with someone, when someone sees you, that it can be impactful. In addition to the body proportions, then we start to look at personality preferences. So, um, are you going to be someone that likes to have like really clean lines, simple aesthetics, or are you wanting something a little bit more uh, exotic or um, different? Like my earrings here, these probably are going to feel really loud to somebody that prefers a little huggy hoop. And we don't want you feeling like you're playing dress up when you're getting ready. We want you to feel like your most authentic self.
Uh-huh.
So it's figuring out all of those pieces so that as you are shopping, then or getting ready in the morning, you know this is going to make me feel really great. And then even as new trends come out in the stores, because we're not trend setting by any means, we're not selling clothes. We're just going to help guide you to say, okay, this new trend with the barn coat, is that something that you should play with that's going to make you feel great? Or are you going to buy it and it's going to collect dust? So just
Wow.
kind of giving you some guidelines. Um, from there, from a style analysis, we also have personal shopping. We have a wardrobe edit where I can go into your closet and sort things out for you, help put some pieces together, um, and
Wow.
simplify everything from there.
Wow. Wow. So you offer a lot of different things. So
Yeah.
upselling, cross-selling, building,
Yes. Yes.
huge.
Yeah.
Tell us about your transition from corporate environment to own your own business. Has it been everything you want? What do you love about it? What's challenging about it? What's your experience been?
Sure. I do love it. I love the flexibility of it, but it's kind of funny. You see memes and reels where it's like, I left my 40-hour a week corporate job to work 100 hours a week as a as an entrepreneur. So it definitely has stretched me um, to prioritize my time in different ways.
Yeah.
So even though there's a lot of flexibility, sometimes that is tricky to have that work-life balance, especially because I do work out of my home. Then I'm constantly in my office in a way,
Yep.
to know when to turn things off or to, reply to an email or do one more little thing.
Yeah.
So,
It's like this saying, I've had the similar experience. It's like the saying, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
right.
Well, you also never shut it off,
That's right.
right? And working solo, I joke that I'm not always employee of the week.
Right. Right. Yeah, my boss is
and
really tough.
and meetings with myself are really comical,
Yes.
actually. No,
Yes.
that's awesome.
Yes, I had the privilege of working with a couple of other stylists in Iowa yesterday, that were doing a corporate event for a company that was wanting to have their colors done for their entire office. So our process takes about 2 hours to do a color analysis. So it's not something that's quick. We unpack a lot of information. So I had the pleasure of working with a couple of other stylists in Iowa yesterday to help them with that corporate event. Um, and it was great because then we got together to download afterwards, and we kind of function on our own islands. Um, so when we can get together and kind of debrief and um, remember that there's someone else out there that's doing the same things we are is really great.
Yeah, that's awesome. What does this do for you personally, owning your own business?
Oh wow. Um, that's a great question. Hmm. That's a great question.
I mean, you've got to be proud of what you're doing. It's a big leap,
Yes. Oh, for
right?
sure. For sure. Hmm. Yes, definitely proud. Excited to serve the community in a different way. I feel like this. kind of ties in my HR hat a little bit too, because in HR, we get to be counselors a lot, where we have people coming in and, sharing their concerns or their frustrations. And the really cool thing when I have folks in my chair here, um, is when they get to see themselves. Sometimes it gets really emotional for people
Yeah.
where they realize, wow, I look really amazing today. Like this is what I really look like. And there's times where people get really emotional.
Mhm.
So I think it's really special to be a part of that, especially when I get messages from clients on the backside, then like, going shopping for homecoming dresses was great. Nobody cried this year. Like we found her homecoming dress in 5 minutes and she felt amazing. So hearing the
Yeah.
success stories from people and how it's impacting them, because
Yeah.
again, I feel like sometimes it sounds silly, like, oh, I'm helping you pick out your best clothes. But what we wear is so important and it tells a
Yeah.
story about us before we even open our mouth.
Yeah.
So making sure that that message is what you're wanting it to be out into the
Yeah.
world is so important. So, and then if it can make you feel amazing, then that's going to come out in everything that you do, and you're going to be able to impact more people, and serve others in such a beautiful way.
Oh, I love that. Are you ready for some rapid fire questions?
Sure.
You're doing awesome. What's the key to success for you?
Oh, failing forward.
Ooh, say more.
um, I mean, success is just standing on a pile of failures, right? Like we're all new at this game of life.
Yeah.
Every one of us has not done this before, and every day is different, and every day we have an opportunity to start again, do our best, and sometimes it doesn't work out. So all you can do is try again the next day and stand on top of that failure that you may have had and learn from it and move forward. So it's just continuing to be that little bit better every day, even
I
if
love it.
the day before was not your best.
Oh, I love it. It's all in what you do with it, right?
Uh,
I love that attitude. It might lead into the next question,
Okay.
and maybe not. What's one piece of advice you have for other business owners?
um, Keep moving forward every day. You have to do something for your business every day. Um, Even if it's social media, it's a follow-up with someone, you've got to do something every day, because even as you're climbing and you're like, gosh, things are feeling good, I'm, really growing or whatever that comfort is, we can't sit on that, in order to grow.
Yeah.
So I would say doing something every day to keep that momentum. It's that, um, I don't know what the law is now, but there is like one of those,
Constant improvement,
yes,
Kaizen,
exactly. The body
continuous
in
improvement.
motion stays in motion type thing. Like just like
Yes.
if we
Love it.
stop moving forward, then we're gonna actually, it's either you're growing or you're dying. It's you've got to
Yeah.
keep moving. Otherwise it's gonna be harder to push that rock up the hill later.
I love it. So tell us about a book that you're reading, a podcast that you're listening to, something that you're learning from.
Mm. One of my favorite podcasts is The Sales Girls, Macy McNeely. And she's a sales coach. She's out of Georgia, and she's just fantastic. I've followed her podcasts and trainings for a number of years now, and yeah, so I'd highly recommend to anyone, even the gentleman listening, that you can be a sales girl too. But she
What's a big learning you've taken from her?
um she shares a lot about making sure that you're communicating really well,
Uh-huh.
and making sure that you're sharing the benefit. Like what is the client, what is someone getting out of what you're sharing? Not necessarily what you sell, but the benefit they're
Impact
going to
it makes
receive
for
for it.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
What's
it's,
the emotion?
you get your colors done, so that means you can um, get ready in the morning easier. And so instead of spending 45 minutes figuring out your outfit in the closet, you now have, a couple of minutes getting ready. And because you saved all that extra time, now you get to do XYZ with your day, whether that's more time with your kids, the workout that you've put off because you didn't have time, whatever that looks like. And because you had time with your kids, then they get to do this, and like really looking at that. End benefit that you're going to
Yeah.
get because of what your service or product is offering.
Love it. Love it. Perfect. Okay, here's a fun question.
Yeah.
If you had just a little bit of magic dust and you could sprinkle it anywhere in the business today, where would you sprinkle it?
Um, hmm. I want to say social media because
There's a theme running through this podcast.
there is. Um, but I guess it would just be more awareness in general. So whether that's through social media or
Any kind of
networking.
marketing.
Yeah, any kind of continued awareness for the community and what color and style analysis can do for them.
Yeah, I love it. Before we get to the final question of today,
Yep.
how can people find you? Because now they're going to be super excited to get this
Yeah.
done. How can they find you?
You can follow me on Instagram or Facebook at House of Colour Bettendorf. And then you can find your local stylist if you're not local to the Quad Cities, but at houseofcolor.com. And our color, we're a UK-based company, so our color is a little fancy and is COLOUR. So when you're looking for us, um, hi,
Love it.
yeah.
Love it. We have ties in my business to the UK as well, and
Okay.
we love what they do there. So
Yeah.
awesome. Okay, so final question of the day.
Okay.
What's most inspiring to you today?
Why is this the hard question?
You did a podcast today. That's pretty inspiring.
um,
What inspires you? What lights you up?
just being able to make a difference, so every person that comes here has a completely different story. And so it's really great to meet new people. That's what drew me to HR, was meeting new people and helping them. So yeah, I think just making a difference for people.
Yeah, impacting people in a new and different way.
Yeah, that's what we were put in the arts to do, to make a difference, to create and make a
Yeah,
difference. So
I love it. I love it.
yeah.
This was a great conversation. I'm
Yeah.
super excited to get my analysis done. Thank you for sharing your story, your heart, your excitement
Yeah.
with us.
Yeah.
To everyone watching, save the show. Danielle had some great tidbits in there. She'll tell you how to reach her. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe to the channel, because every time we drop an episode, then you'll get to know. Thanks to all of you for watching. A special thanks to you, Danielle, for being with us today. We really appreciate it. And you hit it out of the park.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.